Oh, there we go. My bad. Thank you, DYO for real. I guess. Thanks for that. I realized my mic was off. So, welcome back in for everybody. I know you guys all on TikToks already got Hexagon join. Got some fun thing to talk about Hexagon, about Hex and plus and everything, and plus chain or pulse chain or whatever it is. But we definitely got that taken care of. Put that in there. Cody should be coming on here in a little bit for you guys. But while we're just getting ready to kick things off here, uh, as always, I said it's open forum. Put your comments in either on the chat box in YouTube or Twitch, or on in the comments on TikTok. I'll try to shout them out as they come through. Just bear with me. My moderators aren't in yet, so it's just me right now, and we're going to get this going. But if you do have something important to say, sometimes just shout out again, put it in there again. I'll try to reach out to it. But right now we have just kind of opening up the day. We have Bitcoin as of right now about 1% down, still in the 30,000 mark. We got Ethereum still above 1900 at 1.6% down. Excuse me, XRP at 47 cents and dropping at 2.5% down. We have Polkadot also 2.5% down at 520. We got Cosmos down almost 4% at 934. We have Hedera back dropping another 3%, under 5 cents, back in the high 4-cent range. We have Quant at 105, dropping just shy of 3%. And of course, a couple other things we're watching have everyone, pretty much everything's down about 3%, roughly. You have some things up more or down more than some. I don't think there's much in the top 100 that is up. Let's see where's yeah. So with that being said, we're going to take a look at a few things. I know Cody has some things he want to talk about on Polkadot with. Let me share this tab here for you. With XRP, the Ripple lawsuit update, the XRP investor class certified by federal judge signaling trouble for Gary Gensler and the SEC. Investors have been certified in the class action lawsuit against Ripple Labs, allowing thousands of XRP investors to assert their securities claims despite Ripple's global reach. The case is limited to U.S. investors, making a notable development in the evolving landscape there. So it's definitely some news on XRP. Hopefully, there really is get some fear going on, and we could drop the price on XRP. Let me go back over here because we just been holding the 47 to 49-cent range for the last several weeks, but it looks like we finally dipped down right here. This happened early this morning, and now we hit a bottom around 47 cents, and now we're coming low 47 cents. Now we're coming back up to almost 48. So, but if you're still dollar cost averaging in, like I said, there's a ton of buy orders, but there's a lot more sells than buys, and a lot of people dumping off huge chunks of XRP right now. So, like I said, just got some paper hands leaving out. All you want to do is just keep dollar cost averaging and holding. The project overall still has a use case and still has a lot of great things that are going on for it. They are also expanding and growing. They're still expanding and growing, getting involved with central banks and CBDCs, as well as as everyone knows, the ISO 200, was it 2020 200 222 or something. I can't ever get it right, but they're involved in a new payment system to compete with Swift, and it's definitely a lot faster. And I can only imagine what that's going to be for big investors. So for that saying, with my experience being in the financial community I was in from like the mid 2000s up to about 2010, and being a trader for a firm, what I can say is that when big clients now come in, they give money. If you transport it on the XRP system, you'll get it like that. Whereas before, it was like a 72-hour hold, then it would finally get in there, then it would hold another 2 days, and then finally your funds get released, and then finally they would get outputted in. So you had quite a lot of delay and a lot of missed opportunities on investing. So it's definitely, I see it definitely changing the landscape along with quant too. Like like let's just take a quick look at quant here. I know the graph, they're steadily going down, which is a good thing for us. It seems like that we're going to hit this same bottom around 104, 103, and then it's going to come back up. But the great thing is they're also working with Ripple on CBDCs, which I know CBDCs are like a big negative territory for a lot of crypto investors, especially long term ones, because there is no more privacy with CBDCs and you have more government control and centralized control. However, investing in the network and the engine that's going to drive those will make us a substantial amount of money. Shout out to Alex Martinez. Thanks for the follow. Really welcome your support. Thank you guys. I know that CBDCs are touch and go, and most people, I would say, are not in favor of them. I know I'm not in favor of them. However, I do also know that I really I really see where the money's going, and that's where it seems to be going. So I want to make sure I get my get my bag set up before I lose too much of the forward momentum on it. So with quant and tokenizing real world assets onto their chain and using quant to pay for that on there and having it be a limited supply, because if I go back here, let's go back here and take a quick look at quant. So we're here. Okay, so you have a total circulating supply of 12 million, but you got a max supply of almost 15 million coins. And so with it having to be spent back and forth to tokenize real world assets. So imagine how it's like, I don't know if any of you have ever bought property before or have done any title work before, but it is a huge pain in the butt to get anything kind of done quickly or have any quick access to seeing like who owns the asset. Is there any liens? That's where quant comes in, because if you can tokenize the real world assets, then you know who owns it, how much is owed on it, who's got a lien on it, do they owe money, are they behind, all that stuff. You'll have the entire history in an instant, which is why I think is really really good here. uh don't have a way to get Cody. Let me just get here and get Cody in, because I know that he wanted to get this stream going. So, but with that being said, oh come on, alrighty. With that being said, like quant is still probably one of my biggest investments. Uh, one of my biggest holdings as far as crypto. It is. I'm sitting at about 407 tokens, so I'm about 45,000. I'm probably down from my last read this Sunday, but quant is definitely one of my big holders, and one of the ones Cody and I have been talking about getting a bigger involvement in as we go along. What's up, Cody? Glad to have you in.
What's up? My bad.
No
Oh,
worries. Just kind of went over everything all the morning, the start routine. So we're all good in the hood here.
yep. And I'm s- I'm steady dollar cost averaging, and I'm adding in tonight and midnight as soon as I get paid.
And so quant is definitely a long term hold, especially for a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you gents that join in on the morning. Definitely, there's a lot of quant holders in the morning, but I know Cody wanted to talk quite a bit about dot. Let me pull that one up here. All right, here we go. So we so here we're going to take a look at dot. It is definitely one of my big holdings as well, as it is. I've increased it from 5% to 10% of my portfolio, and that's really it. I haven't been
Polkadot,
buying much more.
Polkadot's a big one for interoperability. Like if you want digital identity and enterprises using Polkadot, like Polkadot's a good way to go because enterprises, are going to look for a green crypto that's able for staking and pretty fast and cost efficient.
Exactly. I'm also interested in Polkadot's gaming part where they kind of did this on Polkadot Decoded, where they were going over their plans for the crypto gaming world and the play to earn space and everything like that. And to be honest, with all the popularity around Polkadot, it wouldn't surprise me if GTA 6 did a partnership with Polkadot
Yeah, exactly. And
for their in-game currency.
I see Polkadot breaking all time highs next bull run. If you got 1,000 Polkadot, that'll be worth $55,000 at all time high.
Exactly. And if any of you guys want to go back and look at Polkadot's Decoded, they actually put it all on their YouTube page on there.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? I wanted to see if I could find, but I can't seem to find because they had it up here before. Maybe I was just in a different spot. Um, they had what they were planning with the gaming community on their website. I just don't know. I just can't remember where I found it on here. But it seems that there are people moving away from some of the mainstay blockchains, and there or like Axis and AdShare and a few others are merging together with Polkadot, which is they're not trying to take over; they're just trying to help merge everything together.
Exactly. That's what Polkadot's trying to do. It's just a big interoperability platform that's really fast and efficient. But then again, enterprises and businesses, they don't care too much about technology and transactions per second. They care about, how it's going to help their business and their profits and all that. That's what if enterprises really care about. And Polkadot has the means of connecting everything to where, if you want to build something on Ethereum, but you want to move something over to Polkadot, it's easy to do so. Or if you build an NFT on Ethereum and you want to move it over to Polkadot, it's easy to do so. Or
Yeah,
it's not even just the Polkadot; it's everywhere. It's every other blockchain platform. It kind of lets them talk to each other.
exactly. And that's what their whole goal is with interoperability is to make it seamless for people using all platforms and to exchange everything quickly and efficiently. So that's what they're there for. But what the one thing I want to say to you guys is I know everyone looks at these coins and these companies as from the crypto side, but let's take a look at it from the investor side. Polkadot is still well within their growth rate phase. So what they still have is their internal structure of growth, development, and constantly rebuilding, building up, growing the platform, getting new technology in, expanding on existing technology, and merging and growing new technologies with the old technology. They are nowhere near with the part where the original founder is completely gone from the business and the it's now just just executives trying to placate to shareholders. So right now Polkadot is set to really give everybody a good product, and they may be the last mover in this next bull run and in the current marketplace, but they are definitely something that you shouldn't sleep on because they're going to probably explode once everything comes together for themselves.
Exactly. And I remember last bull run, Polkadot exploded. I mean, it went before last bull run, it was like $2 and something. It went from $2 all the way up to 55, which I remember at one point I had 70 Polkadot, and I think my 70 dot was worth like 4 grand, 70 of them, and now I have about 600 of them.
Yeah, and they have course, if you've been staking, what you should be doing is staking it up until the maybe like a couple months into the next year, and then start to de-stake. So once we get that run up, you have to wait for your
Yeah.
staking to come undone.
My
You
strategy
can
for
maximize.
staking or for staking Polkadot in general or for any stake is
Hmm.
to stake in the bear market and to leave active in the bull market, because in the bull market you're getting money from the price going up. In the bear market, the price isn't going to go up a lot, or if it does, it's just going to have little relief rallies. So in the bear market, if you don't have it staked and you just have it in your free balance, in the bull market, that's fine because you're able to take profits. You can't take profits if it's locked in the stake, because for Atom it's 21 days and for Polkadot it's 28 days. For example, Polkadot, if you don't have it staked and you're trying to, if you have it staked and you're trying to take profits, it's going to take 28 days. And in 28 days, that's a long time for crypto.
Yeah, that's an eternity in crypto. Anything could
Exactly.
happen.
28 days, Polkadot could go from 100 to like $40, or like the exact opposite. Like you never know. But
Mhm.
that's why in the staking's mainly meant for the bear market. Like it's not meant for new people, new retail. What new retail investors will do is they'll join during the bull market because crypto's cool, and they'll stake, and they'll think they're doing something great. And then the bear market comes, and they're like, "Oh, this coin's worthless. It dropped 90%," and then they'll unstake it, and then they'll just forget about it.
Exactly. Shout out to Live and Learn. Welcome back in. Glad to have you in on today's stream. And if you guys could like and share, that'd be great. Really help us out as we are growing. Like I said, this is also open forum too. If you guys got any questions or things you want to talk about on the stream, we're pretty open forum. We'll give it a good look and a shout out for you guys. But bear with us though. I know, especially on the TikTok side, some of you guys just blitz through comments. So bear with me as I try to find yours and give you your well deserved shout out for just giving us some support. So really appreciate you guys being in here, because I know Dot is definitely something we should be doing. I know Cody and I have been talking about this before, but pretty much our plan is just to get Dot, get ETH, get Quant, and once we're done with Quant and Dot, just keep grabbing ETH. But I do want to also say I swapped out my Crow for ad share ADS. So I swapped it out, and I kind of took out the remaining in cash. So it kind of brought me back down a little bit. But I think that was probably a better move to better hold ads instead of Crow in my wallets. So that's what I did there. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to the next bull run. But I might also buy up a couple of the gaming tokens, and hopefully that my decision plans out for me. Usually I'm not my decisions don't look like they work out in the short term, but in the long term they start working out. Shout out to K Max. Welcome back in. Glad to have you in. Thank you for joining the stream. Really enjoy your guys' support. I also bought quite a bit more Link. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
almost up to about 20K in Link. And then I bought a lot of Litecoin and then bought a little more Atom just to keep staking it.
Yep, and I know there's going to be a day where Quant's at $1,000, and that's why I'm just trying to get as many as I can because I'm already at 52, so I'd be at 52,000 if it hit that. But with 100, I have 100,000. I'm trying to get well over 100 Quant, as well as a little bag of ETH as well, just so I could be able to move that Quant one day. But same thing with Polkadot. I'm trying to get 1,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm halfway
Um,
there.
yeah, I'm still keeping myself staked in Polkadot. I'm thinking about unstaking it around probably about July of next year, maybe June of next year, to start the unstaking process, because I feel like that's when we're going to start really seeing the bull run start to take effect. Anyone saying that we're seeing a bull run right now, it's just a lot of, I guess, fluff talk. Not really FUD, but just fluff talk. Shout out to your Renaissance. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome in Calvin Hill. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. Block the fake Calvin Hill. There's a ton of them. So shout out to Bud267. Glad to see you back in. Welcome in. What is your price prediction for DOT during the bull run? Um, I'm thinking somewhere between 80 and 90 as a high, but we could go to 100 for this next bull run just because of the momentum that is slowly being built up in Polkadot. I mean, there's a lot of value that comes, and if the gaming world explodes as much as I think it will, then Polkadot will probably rise with it with what they're trying to do with the play to earn community. And it all also depends on where GTA 6 kind of lands in the cryptoverse. Because if they do start that play to earn currency for that crypto that you can trade for real money, whatever network that lands on, it's gonna shoot off to the moon. It's I can guarantee, and they're already predicting $1 billion in sales for GTA 6 upon the launch. Like it's crazy how much money they think they're gonna make off of this. So if you're
A
already thinking
billion dollars in 24 hours.
in 24 hours, $1 billion,
I see it. I see it. Everybody's gonna buy GTA 6.
which is going to be crazy because that's a privately traded company. So we haven't seen those type of numbers for a privately traded company in a long
I
time.
want.
It's going to beat
We'd
out.
have to Google what. We'd
I'm
have to
sorry. Go ahead.
Google what GTA. We'd have to Google what GTA 5 did in 24 hours because I bet in 24 hours it did like 100 or something
GTA
million. I'm
5.
not sure. Release day numbers.
Let's see here. Sold 180 million units worldwide. So okay, that was back in the day when they first they're still doing CDs, so it wasn't streaming. Um, can't see a value on it. It's hard to get a value because they're owned by GTA is owned by a private company, so they don't have to release those numbers. But if we just think 180 million, right? I think the average game in
Times 60.
2016 60 like $59
Yep.
times 60. So yeah, in the 1 month in the release month of GTA 5, they did $10.8 billion in sales.
On GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA 5.
So on GTA 6, they're probably gonna do 10 times more than that. So
Oh yeah.
100 billion on their first month.
Oh yeah. And
If
shout
Rockstar
out.
plays their cards right and they make the
Mhm.
game great, like they can get so much wealth off of that game.
Exactly. Shout out to Leon. 600K Bitcoin, depending on adoption. Metcalf stats that as user double power squares. Well, all I can say is Bitcoin might hit 300,000 because you have the potential of 310,000 about with the top 10 financial management firms. If they all decide to like start buying Bitcoin at once, one, we'd be out of Bitcoin pretty quickly because that'd be about $21 trillion pushed into market value, and we would have they'd buy it up so quickly. The exchanges definitely would have a lack of it. There'd be a high demand for it again by everybody, and then of course we then get a high because then we've got a lot of retail investors wanting to buy and they can't buy, so then the value keeps climbing. So, but I think 300,000, if that perfect scenario hits, would be where Bitcoin would be. I don't know about 600,000 though. Shout out to another user, XRP. Come on already. Okay, well we're gonna start talking about XRP soon. Can't wait. I can't wait for XRP. Yeah. Well, one, I can't wait for it to finally be released. Shout out to Spike Dog Ball. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support. Shout out to your Renaissance too. Do you day trade? Very little bit, but I don't day trade crypto only because I suck at it. I do day trade mainly stocks when I have to, but I'm at the point now financially where I'm just too busy to really day trade. I'm not looking at a screen consistently as I own a moving company, a detail company. I I'm buying properties for my rental side and everything. So it's just way too busy for me to really get involved with day trading. But there are some good day traders out there. Oh man, what's his name? Q Banks is a really good. So shout out to Q Banks. He's a really good day trader for crypto. If you guys are thinking about doing that, get involved over there. But let's go take a look at XRP. And this is one of the first ones Cody got me into about a year and a half ago when I started dollar cost averaging in. And I can tell you right now, I got in. Where did I get in? Was it right here? What's this year? No, gotta go back further. Okay. I think I got in right around here. Yep. Yeah, a little further back. Yep, right here. Right around December. Right there. That's where I got in. So I've been dollar cost averaging in the whole time, mostly over the last year and a half, which has been I'd say, probably the best time to get in on it because it's just been stagnant on the price. But we're still waiting on the judge to give a decision, which we most of us kind of think is going to be positive on the decision for XRP. It's going to be hard to say which way that it's going to be negative. I'd say it's more likely going to be a positive thing, but I have a feeling they're only trying to clarify XRP, not the whole crypto market, and that's kind of why Gary Gensler did the Wells notice to like 10 other places is because they know that they're going to lose the case with XRP, so they started a bunch of others before that case got resolved. Yeah, we're waiting on one person for XRP, and that's Judge Torres. So I think I think she's just trying to word it carefully and make it work. That there's clarity on XRP, but it's not going to affect any other cases going on. Is what I'm thinking. I think they're just trying to get clarity on XRP. But once we get that clarity, I mean, it's going to go to the moon. They've just been doing project after project after project, still producing revenue. I am a holder on Link2 of Ripple. So, and I have, oops, don't pull that one up. But I have, where's my Ripple shares? I have about 1,500 private equity shares in Ripple. Every like once a year they do a huge buyback of shares, and then they allow more people like 6 months later to buy more. So they're very healthy. They're returning value already to the clients, and they're also still building value as they just keep adding more and more banks internationally and more banks worldwide, more central banks to the list. Granted, some of them are like small countries that really don't even have their own currency. They use U.S. dollar as their main currency. Still, but it's still just another stepping stone. You're just getting a few more people, a few more people. When the U.S. market hits, it, I'm assuming $5. But I know you got analysts out there saying 15, 20, 35, 40. As much as I would like it to be that high, I just can't see it getting that high yet for XRP. But I would right now, if it could go to with a good decision, good sentiment going on, we could get to $1.50, $2 on it. But once we get there and then we hit the bull run, we might see $5 or $6. I know you guys have
That's what I
been.
was saying. Mainly, if we're in a bull market, we'd see like a 10x on XRP. I'm not expecting crazy numbers at all for XRP. I mean, and I could be wrong, but that's the very rare case to where, it'd go crazy, like $10 plus, which I mean, I used to think $10, and it still is very reasonable, but $5 and 10x is all I can see for XRP.
Yeah, and a lot of people, whether you're for or against XRP, keep talking about market cap. I just want to say you can't really go by market cap, especially now as we're getting ready to hit the rapid expansion part of crypto. We haven't even barely begun in the crypto market. So the comparison to, well, the market cap and all of this, you just got to ignore it now, because market caps don't mean anything when retail investors start piling in. It goes to whatever the value will go to. That's just how retail investing works. And once once it's given the okay, I guarantee you, banks will start allowing people to buy it. Same thing with Bitcoin and Ethereum will be right up there, and they'll just keep growing and growing and growing, and before you know it, you got to that 10, 12, $15, or even some of those degenerate ones are saying over $500 a coin for XRP, which probably won't happen for at least another 10, 15 years. Well, let me catch up on some of these comments here. Shout out to your Renaissance. What do you say his name was? I think you're talking about the day trader. His name was Q Banks. I think it's CUE and just Banks. Um, where else? Just trying to sift through your comments. Shout out to Live and Learn. It's the behind the scenes legals work being worked out. You're correct. Yep, that's exactly what's happening with XRP. Shout out to Surgic Banger. Glad to have you back in here. One of our longtime supporters. Look at BTC and XLM. I got a 75x short for BTC and 100x on XLM. You're probably pretty good at that XLM short. Not so sure about Bitcoin, because every time it goes in one direction, people short in one direction, it goes in the opposite. And I can tell you right now, I have a feeling these these hedge funds and these big banks are going to start gobbling up. If we get clarity and clearance on that ETF, it's over with. They're just going to start buying as much as possible. Uh, Shout out to Live and Learn. You're on top of your stuff. Well, that's what me and Cody try to be. We try to be on top of whatever everything he said. I appreciate that. Live and Learn, my favorite influence. And shout out to Mark927. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. And shout out to Calixtu. Welcome back in. One of our great moderators. Glad to have you back in here. And shout out to Live and Learn. Hedge funds were bad words during the Madoff error, pretty much, because they just didn't do any due diligence. They just didn't care. They saw the dollar signs and just ran with it, and that's unfortunate. Kind of like how people ran with SBF and FTX. They just saw the money that they could get and just ran with it. But let's take a look at Sergio Banger, because he wants to take a look at Bitcoin. Let's go to the 30-minute chart, because it does look like it's on a downward trend. We kind of topped off at 31,347, but now we're at 30,466. But we're not dropping. It hasn't really even dropped. Yeah, it's been a while since it's been down there in the 20s, and even then, it seems like we're still getting that run up from the hype of the ETF, and that's probably going to be a hard thing to overcome right now, as I'm sure retail investors, because don't peg them as stupid. They are paying attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Oh
and
yeah.
ever since word got out about the Bitcoin ETFs, they've been buying. So they might not be buying a lot, but they've been buying. So don't hold them out. Even people putting $100, $200, they're trying their best to get it in. Shout out to Live and Learn. SBF tried to ruin Solana. It's just not going to happen while I'm around. Um, To me personally, I think Solana's kind of on its way out. I think SBF was kind of part of the and research was part of that big, like they're part of its big growth during the, if I put it towards the day, during like the last bull run. And I think it was mainly a lot of trading with Alameda Research that got it that high. But I mean, there's the community's huge. There's actual people on there doing stuff. But can it recover back there? I don't know. I don't think so. Especially since a lot of exchanges did away with the Solana staking too. So you have to be a little bit more sophisticated to stake it now too. So I'm not sure what could happen or what's going on. I haven't even heard any word about their cell phone that they're supposed to be coming out with. Cody, what are some of your thoughts on Solana?
I never really liked Solana. The only thing I noticed in the last bull run was the crazy price action. That's because it was VC funded. But I never really liked Solana because it crashed multiple times. Like, not the price. I'm talking about the network. Like, it just crashed.
Yeah, that was one of my big worries too. It every time I turn around, it's like I would think about putting some money in Solana over 2022. It would crash, and then I hear troubles with it, and I was like, no, I'm just not going to deal with it. It seems like we're on a downward trajectory, not an upward trajectory.
Exactly.
And I think they're at what, like a 95% loss now from their all time high. I have to go over to Coinbase. Where are you, Solana? Oh, there you are. Yeah. So we're at 1880 divided by 258. Oops. 258.78. Yeah, we're at 93% down from all time high,
Yep.
which does not bode well. I usually try to stay away from ones that are in the 90% or more
I mean,
range.
Polkadot's in that range. Polkadot's 92% down. I think 91.
That's also true. But it's like the one thing that gets me with Polkadot is that it's still they're still putting stuff on. They're still doing things. Like
And it's
I've
never
heard,
crashed. The network's never been. There's never been issues with the network like that. Main issues. It's been up and running since day one.
shout out to Live and Learn. Please stop with the Ken Soul. Please stop with the cell phones. I don't think it's coming out. I haven't heard a word about it, and from what I saw, it looks like a pretty crappy phone.
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
Shout out to Calixto. You both are always have good wisdom. Thanks, thanks to you, but guys, we appreciate that. We definitely just love doing this. We're just putting a camera in front of what we talk about all day.
Exactly. We talk about this stuff nonstop, and we use our own money, and we're not paid or anything. We just talk about this shit nonstop. But when it comes to Solana and projects that actually have something that just
Mhm.
crashes, especially, it's not supposed to happen. A network's supposed to be open all the time. It's supposed to be running all the time. So that's not supposed to be happening. Not only that, their phone that they were planning on releasing has old technology. It's slow. It's mainly just focused on selling to crypto people. That's it.
Yeah, it was just the hype around the bull run. Shout out to Leon. Thoughts: machine learning and staking. Are there benefits of having a GPU for AI in a staking rig? Um, I think the AI one, it's been proven that AI can move a little faster than most people can, but I don't know if it would do any much better just because AI still has a long way to go with a lot more complicated projects. But if I get the premise that I'm thinking of that you're doing, Leon, is that you want AI to kind of do what Betterment has done with their AI program, which is to do micro trades and microtransactions. So if you're always like, if it's fast enough to where it can always move it in and out to get the best staking reward without you having to worry about looking and finding, then it probably will be good. But as far as staking, like there's only one thing I stake now, and it's Atom, and I just do it
Oh,
through
you
a D.
stake dot too, right?
Yes, I stake Dot too. I'm sorry, Atom and Dot, because those are my first two, and they're my only two that I stake. Everything else, I'm just kind of holding. I really don't know about it, so I have to look into more of that. As like I said, always there's a lot of things in crypto I don't know. So Leon, you brought up a really good question there. So we're gonna have to make sure we come up with a better answer for you in the long run. Shout out to the real Joe Harvey, XRP most bullish, everything no price action after the collapse and suppression stops. We win. Exactly, pretty much. Oops. Let's see here. Seem to have polished right. It seems like it's we went past it. Um, Even shout out to Live and Learn. Soul was on the SEC naughty list. That's why I bought it. Yeah, they did put it on there, but then they did. It's like I don't think I've heard any action about it. Gary might be a guardian angel.
With
From
that logic,
SBF. I'm
with that
sorry.
logic, with that logic, you might as well buy Atom because Atom was also targeted too,
Hmm.
and
Well, at
Atom
least
has never crashed like that.
yeah, at least you have a better use case. Shout out to Calixto. Yeah, I have Soul. I'm going to hold it for a bit. If shout out to the real Joe Harvey, if these cases begin to take long, like Ripple case, we know it. I don't think they'll be as long as the Ripple case because I think that'll get once that gets resolved, all the others will get resolved pretty quickly as they use the Ripple case as evidence in those cases. Um, XR shout out to Leon. XRP news will be IQ test. Take your profit. Be cautious during the outcome. Yeah, should always be cautious because you never know which way the outcome could go to. Shout out to Live and Learn. I should have kept my Cosmos. I got irritated during the bear run. Yeah, it dropped from like $40 down to like 750 at the lowest during last year. But if you've just been holding strong, you're gonna start to see some gains, especially with the 20 to 25% staking that it was in the range of. And I can't say because with the staking, I haven't had any losses, even though I kept putting money into it and the price kept going down. But they're not quite as busy as Dot, but they are going to be a player in the next bull run and in the crypto market as well. Shout out to Kiki, welcome in, glad to have you in on the stream. You you like anything on Polkadot? I just like the interoperability and the networking capabilities and making it a streamline, trying to make
I like
everything.
Moonbeam and I like a star. Those are good parachains. Moonbeam, a star, Akala,
Okay.
and I like Kilt, which is the digital identity.
Okay. Okay. Because yeah, I'm not, to be honest with you guys, I don't pay attention to much of the projects on there. I just pay attention to the volume of developers and projects that are going on there. But I do like it for my thing is as an investor, the easier it is, well, I shouldn't say it. Let me put it this way. the if a company is trying to make it very easy for the average person with no knowledge to work something and understand it, they're going to have a huge success, which is why I'm in Dot, because that's what Dot is overall doing, making the user experience as simple as possible and as easy for someone who has no experience to get in.
The only thing I say about Dot is when it comes to its average users, I would argue that it's actually hard because when it comes to the ledger, Polkadot seems to be one of the main projects that has issues with ledgers. When it comes to staking, there's bugs, there's UI bugs every now and then, but other than that, that's it. Polkadot staking is a challenge itself because you have to choose 16 different validators. Yeah, if you choose a bad validator, your Polkadot could get slashed, which means that the whole validator, if they are a bad validator with malicious intentions or they
Hmm.
scam, then basically your dot and all the dot in that validator will go bye bye. Like it'll go in, and what they do is they put it in this burn wallet. Polkadot has this treasury, and if Polkadot doesn't spend a certain amount, they have these things called spend periods, and basically they spend this dot in the treasury on development, and whatever dot that they don't spend, it gets burnt. So the dot gets taken out of the circulation, which makes the value of the token go up because they're not spending that dot on the development. Like sometimes they have extra dot that they don't use to spend.
Exactly. Shout out to Lana Kanu. So where can I pick up more XRP while it's still banned? You can. I buy it just off of Uphold, and I think you can off of KuCoin,
I
but
wouldn't say it's banned.
Uphold.
I wouldn't use the term banned, but Uphold is definitely the place to buy it. It's just not on Coinbase and the major exchanges. But Uphold still supports XRP, so I mean, there you go.
Yep. Yeah. Uphold and KuCoin. And shout out to Live and Learn. Yeah, it's not banned. It's they just and they were sued by the SEC, and a lot of exchanges just dropped them automatically. So, but I have a feeling there's a lot of good talk that once this case is over, that Coinbase is immediately putting it back up. So if that happens, we'll definitely see some good price action on it. Um, I mean, there really is just a lot of potential overall in the whole cryptoverse. I mean, it just doesn't seem to be ending with where we're going. And like I said, we're only at like 1.2 trillion in valuation. I mean, that's less than Apple itself as a company. Like Apple, was it Apple, Google, Facebook, um, IBM, Coca Cola? There's quite a few companies that are have almost double the value of what the whole crypto market is. And just remember, like the real estate market alone is like $400 trillion, just the real estate market.
Exactly.
And I think what like the let's just put it this way: the moving industry, worldwide moving and logistics industry that I have my business in is like a $40 trillion, uh, $40 trillion market. So we're definitely having a lot of room to ramp up in that. Shout out to NG Dubs. Dot has 10% yearly inflation.
Yes, it
But I
does.
appreciate Cody, but I believe Cody has a good answer for that.
Yeah, so just Adam has works the same way. Adam has inflation as well, just like that. And basically the inflation of the token, that's the whole staking model. That's how people get, staking rewards. It's the inflation. And the people talk about the inflation a lot, but I don't see the inflation as a terrible thing, especially if you're a staker.
Yeah, and I don't see it being that much of an issue either, which is why I'm just staking it and holding it. But I
Me
do
too.
know that we still have a long way to go with the
I
ramp up.
enjoyed Polkadot Decoded as well. Polkadot Decoded has a lot of great topics in there. I actually took some screenshots, and I'll actually pull some screenshots up. But I liked Gavin Wood. I liked seeing Gavin Wood on there because Gavin Wood was a huge, um, what do you call it? A huge role in Ethereum development. Like he did a very good job on developing ETH. He was
Hmm.
one of the main developers, and hearing him talk on stage at Decoded was, I learned a lot about it.
Absolutely. Um, shout out to Leon. How do you know which communities to provide value in staking for to stay safe and not lose? one, just do a lot of research on there. But I'd say the if you can find out who's behind the validator, and if you know that they've been active for a while, they're in good terms with the block, with like what they're doing, as well as the people behind it. They have experience in that area, because like I know Polkadot, you actually have to be participating and have programming knowledge to be a validator. So, but sometimes it's a little hard. My best thing is, I know it's a little hard to discern. What I could say is just take chunks of what you're staking in dot and put it across different nodes if you have enough to do it. Otherwise, the best thing to do is to stake on an exchange. I know that's a lot of big no-nos because it's not in your hard wallet, but if you don't have time to do the research or discern, that might be the best way to go.
You can join a staking pool with as little as one dot. Like if you even have just one polka dot, like you can join a staking pool, but you'd have to do it on chain on the staking dashboard, and that takes a little bit of knowledge on learning how to do a staking pool.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just one of the things. You just got to keep doing some research, and best thing to do is be as be as prepared as you can be. Shout out to Live and Learn. That's so huge, 40 trillion. It's huge individually, but when you're talking about large markets like that, we're not even touching. There's still like 50 markets that are over 100 trillion in the world in the value. So it's just amazing how much go. And we're not even getting to the food industry, which I have no idea how big that is. That must be one of the biggest. Shout out to Calixtu. I'm hoping Bitcoin keeps trending up. I almost FOMO'd when it spiked, but got some air before. That's always good. Make sure you don't make any decisions of emotion. You want to try to stay as neutral as possible for your decision. Thanks. I stake Hex out and I'm 90% down, locked for years too. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
hate Hex. Don't even get me started.
yeah. Cody's a big naysayer on Hex. I definitely. I
Such a
mean,
useless project.
I get the I
I'm
get
not
the
even gonna
staking.
waste anymore.
Yeah, but I get this. I get the staking. That why everyone wanted to go into staking. Trust me, when I first got into crypto, I staked with was it VVS Finance. It went nowhere, and it just kind of disappeared. So I lost some money on that. But it's like you just have to take it from a non-emotional stance, live and learn. And I hope you learn from it, Leon, and that you can push forward to next years. But however, Hex will most likely still be around and will probably pump just from the community alone in the next bull run, so you can get your money back and hopefully can get your get out
That's
of out of it.
that's some big if. If you can make some money, whatever. But Hex is useless and it's garbage.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of activity other than the community, but I've been doing my research on it. Um, we were supposed to do our live on it today, but on on Hex, but we will have to push that back a week. But shout out to NG Dubs. Bought Hex at bought the top and staked the whole stack. Don't blame Hex. Um,
I've
I
never
just
bought
be
Hex.
careful with it. Like I wouldn't put like everything into one thing, one decision, but I would make I would make side bets just in case Hex did not go the way I want. But if you're already in Hex, then you got to figure out a way or come up
If
with a strategy
if
for
that's
yourself.
what his comment meant by I bought the top and I staked my whole stack and I'm blaming Hex for it. No, I never bought Hex ever. I only have Quant, Polkadot, and Ethereum, and some Atom and some Kusama, and that's it. And Bitcoin for sure. Which I don't understand why people would be wasting their money on Hex when you could buy Bitcoin. Like anyway, moving on. And you got any different thoughts, Sal?
On Hex.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I got some thoughts. We're going to move on because we're going to kind of sidestep from the crypto world for a little bit. But let me just show this last comment here because NG Dubs definitely deserves all his comments put up because he's been one of our longtime supporters. So Hex has 3.69% yearly inflation because it has proper system that burns your tokens. It has penalties that reward stakers. I did hear about that. I did hear about that on the stream with shout out to Cultivate Crypto when they had an interview with uh, what's his name, Richard Hart. So and they
I
were talking
cannot
about
stand
that,
that dude.
and they were talking about that on the stream. I think it's about an hour long stream. They still have it up. It's about a year and a half ago. Shout out to NG Dubs again. Just like traditional CDs, it's pretty close to a traditional CD. A traditional CD is guaranteed flat rate but you can't. But I think the minimum that you can go is 10 years on it. Um, it's similar to that, but it's not exactly like a CD because the rate does fluctuate. With CDs, once it's locked in, a CD is you can't change the rate. Like the bank can't change the rate, and you can't change how much you put in there. You can only make another CD to deposit. Um, Shout out to Live and Learn. Uh, the Hex people I know are pretty happy. Shout out to Calix2. Uh, you should pull some profits during the next bull run. Yep, absolutely. You're definitely going to be able to get some profits off of Hex because it is, no matter how much it has some naysayers, some people on it, but at the same time, it's it has such a big community that it's going to rise regardless. That just because of market sentiment, yet again, that's where market sentiment can go back and it goes back and forth on because like it can have negative effects, but in like a case of Hex, it's just going to be all positive because they're just people are just going to get into it because it is all over the web. It's everywhere. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people are, even the naysayers have a positive effect on Hex because they bring attention to it. Um, Shout out to Leon. If you can do a non-best live, that'd be great. A lot, a lot are Hex junkies that cover it. Yeah, I was planning on doing that a little later today, but I will do it next week on next Wednesday at our 6 p.m. stream or next 4 p.m. stream for you. Shout out to Freddie. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. How about talk about something going up for a good reason? Uh, PROUSD, property, real estate on the blockchain, 89% up today. Yeah, actually, let's just take a look at the crypto bubbles. I know that we have, I have rarely used that, but we're going to use it right now. Take a look at crypto bubbles here. Um, yeah, we're on the day, right? Yeah, it's on the day. Okay. So, or is it on the week? Let's go to the week here. Do you have any big movers on the week? Let's see here. Is it Proppy? Let's take a look. I don't think I can see it. Keep going. Uh, huh. Can I search? This is how long I have. I haven't been able to use these. Is it Proppy? I don't know how to search. Oh, here it is. Oh, let me bring it down here. Here it is. Proppy, 51 cents. Okay, so yeah, on the day it's up 87%, month 53%, going from 27 cents up to the 51, but we're still down just shy of 40% on the year. So let's take a little look into property here. I'm definitely interested in anything that involves real estate and tokenizing real world assets. And you
Yeah,
don't have
so
to be the first. You don't have to be the first in to make the most money. You just have to be the best that comes in. So let me just take a quick look down here. Or actually, does it have white? Oh, here we go. White paper. All right. So here we go. We're looking at the white paper. Or do I get? Oh, okay. So we'll email it to me. All right. We'll go ahead and email that. So I guess we'll you know what? I'll commit to doing a deep dive for you. Do your own research. But yes, I do like real estate. I love anything real estate because real estate provides you the best cash flow down the road, and you can definitely make some money going. Always make money in real estate. I like that. Shout out to Live and Learn. I like that. Please tell me about real estate. Shout out to Calixto. I'd like to learn more too. Definitely seem to have a good white paper. Maybe we'll just review it right now. I should have gotten it into my email here. Let me pull it up here. Well, either way, what we'll do is we'll get it. We'll go to the synopsis over here. Tokenized real estate. Okay, so uh, trying to do the same thing, but they're focusing on the title approach. So I wonder what property is going to focus on. The live property price. Let's see. Do you have anything? Okay, property is a cryptocurrency that operates on the Ethereum platform. Property is currently 100 million tokens. Last known price was 50 cents, almost 51 cents, with 4.2 million in trade volume. Let me just go to their website, maybe. Okay, so here's their website. If you guys are following on the, if you guys are following on there, so I'm guessing. Okay, so they're using. Where's the heck is they have an about? Well, let's go look at here. Currency to make international real estate to make an international real estate purchase, individuals need to work with multiple intermediaries, including brokers, escrow, land registry services, as well as monetary transfers. Piles of paperwork need to be compiled and signed. Serious fraud happens on a regular basis due to confusing or malicious legal agreements. Property transfer requirement requires months of waiting. Yeah, that all we know. What they aim probably aims to solve the problems facing international real estate transactions by creating a novel, unified property store and asset transfer platform for the global real estate industry. Initially, the property registry will mirror official land registry records in which transfers of real estate are recorded. However, ultimately, however, property's vision is that jurisdictions will adopt the property registry as their official ledger of record, such that the transfer of property on property registry constitutes the legal transfer of property and the legal registration of that transfer. So basically, what that says, if you don't know, like like I know the big thing is everyone wants to move to Dubai. Everyone's talking about moving to Dubai, set up your business in Dubai, all this other stuff, blah blah blah, right? So with that, right now, you would have to basically you'd have to have someone represent you, contact the U.S. embassy, get all your paperwork done, get all the registration done, get all your visas taken care of, and then you can buy some property. Even that, it takes a while for it to go. What they're trying to do is get around that, so that way, if it's in the crypto world, you can make a transaction like that. Now, the only thing is that could hurt that is, of course, once popularity gets involved, will their system be able to handle the amount of transactions? So I do like the concept of what they're doing and what they're planning to do. I think that they're going to have to partner with someone who's all about speed, like XLM or Ripple, where they can do fast transactions with very nominal costs. That's the only way I could see it because it costs a lot of money to move money over to the UAE and then transferred over to dirhams. So you definitely lose a few US dollars along the way. Um, Shout out to Leon, real estate, crypto, collateral loans. Are we close? I would love to get a house during the crash. Um, that depends because like loans, like mortgages and all that stuff are an entirely different regulation, and they are strictly under the Federal Trade Commission. So, and of course the Federal Banking Authority. So I think it'd be very hard to get a real world collateralized asset loan right now in the current market space into utilizing crypto. I think they would have a better chance of being able to do like a Bitcoin or Ethereum purchase for a real world property or real world asset rather than doing their own token platform for it. But I get where they seem to be coming. I have to wait till I get that white paper emailed over to me, unless if it came. Let me see in here. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Found the one. All right, download. Excellent. Okay. Let me share this tab as well for you guys. Um, so I already kind of did, the background, what you're doing. Problem is, they've been around since 2017. So I just wanted to share some numbers here because they're saying like Chinese investors own over 28 billion in U.S. residential property. However, like the U.S. real estate market alone is 29 trillion of it. So as you can see how big some of these are, and this is just us. It's not counting like Canada, Mexico, Europe, the United Emirates, Australia, Japan, all the places where you can invest. And you see here where they say blockchain as the new standard for property registries. I say that works so much better than the system we have because the system we have is like the old file clerk system that we've been using for the last like 1,000 years to register property, right? You know, property is just registered to that owner and it's filed away in there. Now, I will say this: the title offices in the US, they have everything down to a T. It just takes freaking forever to get stuff. Now, if you bring in where you're bringing in a blockchain and a fast component to it, you cut out all of that. Now, this would be bad for title companies, which there are, I think, like 50,000 title companies, if not more, across the nation, just across the US, and they do all this work for you. Now, that would put them out of business, but like everything, times are changing and you got to adapt. And I don't think they're going to see this coming, but they're doing exactly what Quant is doing, but it seems like they're focusing more on international, which it seems good. Every time I look, I see international in every single thing. Transaction time was 10 minutes on average for Bitcoin, 17 seconds on average for Ethereum. The cost for each transaction, contract execution, and the limited ability of the network. Okay, so they're explaining some of the limitations of it. We all know about smart contract and everything. I think honestly, I just think if they just need to partner with XRP or XLM or one of those IS 222 companies because that's where they're going to get the speed, which is what most people want. The more time you can save someone, the more they value your service for you. Shout out to Live and Learn. How do Americans even know how to do that? Um, I guess you're referring to the title work. And I don't know, it seems to be like a trade secret on that. Shout out to Brack. How is your day? Mad. Matt, for your 4th of July. Well, all I did was grill some steaks on 4th of July, but I hope all of you guys did have a good 4th of July going. So far, I'm gonna put this in my bucket list of to watch, and I'll do more deep dive video on it for you guys. And I'll once again, that's gonna post on Patreon first, and then come to YouTube about a little later. Oh yeah, Break A 214. My apologies. I make sure I get your guys' name, your usernames right. And I know that's frustrating. Let's see here. So, well, we seem to, we just seem to, just seems like something I'm very interested in. Proppy. I'm gonna have to do some more research before I decide to add it to my portfolio and everything. So, Cody, do you have any thoughts on what we just went over, Proppy? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
tokenizing that, and instead of going through the system of what we're going through, it would be a lot easier, because what we're going through is kind of like that old school system where it's like timely, and it takes too much energy, and we need something that is able to have a quick process when it comes to titling and business. And pretty much, I mean, you would know more than I do on that because you have more life experience than I do.
Yeah, it's like anything to cut down that's what is now 60 days to do title work. I can tell you, real estate agents will love it. They'll be selling like hotcakes because they can just turn around, sell in a couple of days. They're on to their next sale instead of selling and then having that transaction drag out 60 days and then they get paid after that 60 days. Uh, if you can make that faster for anyone on commission, like real estate agents, they're going to love it and it's going to make the process so much easier. Because the one thing I could tell you, owning a moving company, everybody loathes the closing process. So the easier you can make that, the better off everyone is. Um, Shout out to Leon about Kick streaming platforms or crypto platforms, if there are any. I don't think there are any crypto platforms, but anything, the streaming platforms involving web probably would be a good way to go because right now any of us can only stream on all the main platforms and they hoard most of the revenue that is generated from all the content created. If you put it on web3, that gives content creator the opportunity to earn more off of their efforts. So I think a crypto based one off of web3 would definitely work and people would definitely have some favor into him. I'm not sure if Kick is a company. I just haven't heard of that. I know from what it looks like, people are moving away from Twitch. Like TikTok seems to be taking up everything. Everyone's trying to model themselves or find a way to merge a concept off of TikTok into their own platform. But that's just my opinion off of that. What are your thoughts, Cody, on streaming platforms and like a crypto Web3 streaming platform?
Crypto Web3 platforms would actually be more efficient. Like, we need that for Web3 because most people spend, like us, we're streaming right now, but if you're a content creator, you're streaming. Like, streaming has become very much a needed thing over the years. And if it's decentralized, then it's where everybody gets fair treatment when it comes to payment and monetization. Like, and that's perfect. We need that. Not so controlled, like, for example, people not getting censored or banned over stupid things. I mean, if you're
Mhm.
actually harming the community with your words, like if you're actually like talking mad trash and like saying hateful or harmful things, that's one thing. But like, if you have an opinion on something and just because it goes against an agenda, like you're censored for it, like that's stupid.
Yeah, that's yeah, I get that. I think that's why Rumble started to take off because they have more of a free speech sentiment. Um, Shout out to Live and Learn. Okay, I must be do better with my investments. It's always a learning process. Leon, Kick is a platform that only takes 5% commissions. Okay, well that's probably the best out of them all then. But I do understand that platform does need to generate revenue so it stays in business and can keep providing that service. Shout out to Live and Learn. I Kick is a platform I know influencers who stream from there. If I had to get a kick, oh my lord, I'll be with my kids. I do I really see what my kids are saying inside of Kick LOL. I have no idea what the platform is, but it'd be pretty interesting to check it out.
Oh, I've seen. Oh, I know what Kick is.
So, well, I guess yeah, you're looking to knowing what it is. Code. I guess it's something new that just came out maybe in the
Yeah,
last couple of
it's a
years.
streaming platform a lot of people are going to.
Gotcha, gotcha. Because like I know YouTube is still one of the biggest, but they also hoard a lot of the revenue they generate off of content creators. Um, but it is what it is. You just if you're on here like us, we just stream on all the platforms we can and just kind of hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
Okay, YouTube is not where gamers go. Yeah, I kind of figured YouTube is more like news, finance, politics. Um, a lot of channels like Fresh and Fit kind of deal thing. That's what
Or like
YouTube.
entertainment. Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of
it's
YouTube,
entertainment.
you know Smosh bought the name back. You remember Smosh, right?
Name sounds
It's
familiar.
YouTube back in like the early 2010s. They were really popular.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were bought out. I think in like 2018 or 17 or something like that. And then
Okay.
they recently bought their name back, and it's kind of nostalgic for me because when I was a little kid, I watched Smosh, and that was the time in 2008, 2009 when Annoying Orange was a thing, and back when old YouTube was actually great. Like I was 8, 9 years old in 2008 and 2009.
Oh, okay. Shout out to NG. Kick has a 95/5 split and is paying certain streamers by the hour and offer instant cash outs through crypto. Kick Kick owner is part of stake crypto gambling site. Okay. Well, there we have it. NG Dubs did the research there. Um, Shout out to Live and Learn. YouTube is my generation. Yep, so it's mine too. Exactly, streaming could really benefit from the users being able to own the back end currency slash data. Yeah, and it'd be also if you can put it on a blockchain, creators NFTs tied to subscribers. So they once you subscribe, you get an NFT, which would be really great to
Yeah,
give to you guys.
that's what blockchain could do. You can make it to where it automatically sends to a subscriber.
Hmm.
Smart contract.
And shout out to Leon. Thanks at Live and Learn to you and Simply Investing. Hey, thanks to you too, buddy. Glad to have you in here, Leon. Really like the great content you guys have because you guys really give some deep thoughts about it and we can go in on them. So I'm kind of hoping more and more people will come in and we can get more people talking and the more conversation we have, we're not in an echo chamber and we can see other sides of the argument and try to make the best enlightened decision we can on all our investments. That's our that's our hope. That's really the only way we're ever going to beat the big guys is if successful people get in with the average retail investor and we merge thoughts because everyone's unique vantage point can yield some type of light and make the trip around everybody and before you know it that might have sparked a really good idea. Shout out to MG Dubs. That's how they're buying out top streamers from other platforms for hundreds of millions. Yeah, I heard about. I think what was his name? Aiden Ross, a gaming streamer, got offered a lot of money for that to move over there. Now that I think about, it, I think that was the one he was going to. I heard, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that develops, but I definitely think a crypto-based version, Web3 platform with blockchain registering to a blockchain would work out really, really well. 'Cause every content creator would have a representation of their content on the blockchain, and then therefore a ledger record of everything else that they're doing. XQC, shout out to NG Dubs, XQ 100 million deal. I know that. I did see him once, only because it was a debate online, and he was something about he wouldn't defend his girlfriend or his wife or something and their kid. I was like, that's terrible. Like, but everyone teach everyone known that it's his God given right to choose what he feels like. So, but I do think he's a little off putting, but apparently he's really big in community. DC disrespect about, oh yeah, I think a lot of them are probably going to start moving. Now I think about there, all the gamers that were on Twitch and with Call of Duty probably will switch over there. Um, with that being said, I don't have much more to talk about other than that. It seems like we're still going to be trading sideways for next year. Everyone, I do know this. A lot of Bitcoin maxis are calling that we are in the bull market and we are out of the bear market, and I just don't see that happening right now. I see that it's still the bear versus bulls, but still a pretty bullish market in my opinion, because we're not like making new highs every month. We're just kind of we go up a little bit, then we go down, then we go back up a little bit, then we go down. Then we're kind of trading sideways. Shout out to Calixtu. Ooh, man, a lot of comments came in right there. Web3 is where we all really need to learn more. Exactly. I know that we definitely all of us need to definitely pay attention to that. Shout out to Crypto Granny Bobbity Bob. Oops. I guess my my calls are starting to come in for my detailing shop because it is the end of the day, and I got to start making those end of day rounds there for you guys. Yeah, Web3 is definitely like the big platform. I think Web3, just like crypto DeFi was for the last bull run, Web3 is going to be is going to be all the rave, but it's definitely something we really need to, everybody really needs to learn and get involved in because it's only going to grow bigger, and it seems like it's going to be a very important part. And the more the more information you know, the more money you can, the more you're going to off your investments with the more knowledge that you have.
Exactly, and that technology would be useful for even your company too.
Mm-hmm. Allows me to have it actually takes away my payment fees and server fees for my website. So
That's,
I got
yeah.
let's see here. Shout out to Calypso. That's why I keep hearing we are starting the bull run. I am waiting. I just don't. I'm not with the Bitcoin maxis on this. We're not in a bull run. We're probably not going to be for another year. Shout out to Bud267. I will take the trading sideways for a year. Give me more time to DCA. Exactly, brother. This definitely going to get that there. That is definitely what we should be doing over the next 3 years. Shout out to Crypto Granny. Glad to have you in here again. And shout out to Crypto Granny as well. We are in a bear market until we see Bitcoin at 42,600. And that could be, but we could still be trading sideways at 42,000 because retail will probably still be taking profit. Let me just put it this way. We'll be in a bull run when retail just starts putting money in randomly. That's when we know we're in a bull run. We are in a full swing bull run. And when the crypto greed is more towards like the 90 side, then we're probably in it. But do I see 42K Bitcoin right now? Probably not. We're probably going to see a downturn first before we see an uptick. But we're going to wiggle our way, trade sideways for another year. We're just going to wiggle our way. So give it about 6 months. We'll probably get to 42K. And then maybe once we break 50K, the the momentum will keep going, but that would be right around coin having, and I could see that we can generate some profits on that one. But then again, if retail invest if big fund managers and funds start getting in there like Fidelity and Vanguard, then we're gonna have a bull run just because of that. As they dump $500 billion into the crypto market just to buy Bitcoin, we're gonna see some crazy numbers. Shout out to Live and Learn. Fidelity is on the way. It pretty much is. Once BlackRock gets fully affirmed, we're going to have Fidelity, followed by Vanguard, followed by ING, followed by um, all the other ones, and including like Betterment, Wealthfront, and everybody will have a Bitcoin product at some point after that deal gets done. So I just don't see a bull run coming. We're just bears versus bulls. We'll be trading sideways, going down a little bit, going up a little bit. The only thing that I could see greatly affecting the market would be the FTX case, which we're going to start to see movement on at the end in October, at the end of this year. So, shout out to Live and Learn. Ask me about my divorce. Fidelity played against me. Now I'm paying. Oh, okay. I don't know what. I guess Fidelity hit you hard. What's up? Where's Cody today? Missed the morning show. We actually, sorry about that, guys. We did not have a morning show
I'm
because
right here.
we're busy. Cody is here. He's just been awfully quiet on this last half. But he, we did not have a morning stream because I was too busy with my moving company, getting stuff. I had to buy another van, as you're doing well as a company when you can't rent a van because they're all taken. So you went to a local dealer and bought one and slapped some temp tags on it and send it on its way. I'll register it when it comes back. So I do apologize for that. It was a pretty busy morning. I had to make an impulse buy on like a transit van with a 4-seater and enough cargo space for supplies and stuff. So we did that real quick and sent them on their way. Didn't really get done until about noon today, and running back and forth between the bank, of course. Shout out to Leon. If 12K, we'll be running flat for a while, maybe quick double after that dip. Prepare for the worst. Yeah, I think the worst would be 20K now. I don't see us getting back into those teen ranges ever again.
15K was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, and I think they pushed us down to it just so that the big guys could buy a bunch of it. Shout out to Live and Learn. You're lucky you had the cash. Shout out to Calypso. I'll be happy with 30K to start pulling a little profits. Exactly. A 36K is a good profit range for me too. And I'm always avid of taking profits when you feel the itch. Never let that itch sit too long. But with that said, guys, I don't have much more to say other than be careful, do your best to trade smart out there, do your due diligence, make sure you don't invest the bank, don't invest your life savings into it. You got to do the due diligence and invest with no emotion. It's hard because it's our money, it's our hard earned life's work. And trust me, I take some losses. I take some heavy losses sometimes, and it hurts. Sometimes it hurts. Like you guys don't see it a lot, but sometimes I break an office chair or something. But I got to keep my emotion out of it and make the decision as intelligent as possible. Shout out to your Renaissance. You're welcome. With definitely thanks for sharing your thoughts. You're welcome. Thank you guys for commenting in. Also, shout out to your comment. You're getting compliments here from from the ladies. Well, we appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys' support and everything coming into the stream. Definitely been a fun stream, probably one of our longest ones. But I'm also thinking about doing this once a week at around 4 o'clock for you guys on Wednesdays, since that's the best time for Cody. He has off from work, and Wednesdays are one of my slowest days where I kind of have a slowdown during the end. Shout out to Calixtu with all the corporate investors looking to get in, adopt BTC ETFs. It should go up. Exactly. We're definitely looking for some rises there. Trying to catch up on all your guys' comments here. Leon, I made a lot of shout out to Leon. I made a lot of mistakes trading. That made me want to at least. Hey, trust me, I broke a chair. I broke my desk. I had to buy a new desk because I just slammed my fist down. Sometimes I think my biggest loss was in what the devil was it? I got it was definitely in the beginning with Luna. I got in at like 250 and it dropped. But that's not even my biggest overall loss in investing. My biggest loss was a mining company. This was back in 2014. This was a mining company. I had lost half of my net worth. I made the crucial mistake of putting too much money into a risky investment. And at the time, my net worth was like $2.1 million. And I just put some money into a land property that I was developing down in Florida. And that mining company, what happened was the deposit that they were banking on didn't fare out. So that was $800,000 gone. And I think it was like it's still sitting there in my Scott Trade account at a value of $2,000 roughly, and nobody wants it because it has no liquidity. So, and it's now trading over the go. That's just money. I just have to. I leave it there now as a reminder to try not to mess up that bad, and remember to make smarter decisions. And if it's a high risk, use less money.
That's
So
why I'm a
every.
firm believer in taking profits.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to your Renaissance, bleh. And shout out to Leon. Thank you, Simply Investing, for hopping on and dropping gems and spreading the crypto gospel. Hey, we're glad to be on here. You know, Cody and I are avid crypto investors. Shout out to your Renaissance and a shout out to Live and Learn that shared you out and made me follow. Hey, glad to have you in here and really appreciate your support there. And definitely to Live and Learn. Really appreciate her support as well. We appreciate all your guys' support as you come in. Shout out to Leon. Thanks, Geese. Thanks for the share. It makes me feel less alone in my mistakes. Yeah, and trust me, you will always make some big mistakes. And trust me, I made some mistakes too before the lockdowns happened. I did lose some money, had to readjust and go. And really, even though I made some pretty big gains on my investments throughout 2020 and 2021, I really broke even because of my losses at the beginning of the lockdown. So it's just what it says. But in the long term, I'm going to make it. That's why I'm an advocate of real estate and getting rental properties. Steady build up your cash flow, because no matter how big of a mistake you make in investing, you still have your cash flow to keep you stable and keep you up. So I lose all of my investments. I still have my companies and my real estate holdings and rental properties, so I can keep on going and just restart again. It would hurt, but I can win that loss. So I'm not investing everything into where we go. Shout out to your Renaissance. You're a you're a big baller. I'm nowhere near big baller. Trust me. I got some people in my investment now. Get one of them. He's worth about $900 million in who I network within down in Dallas. We put together a construction company with another guy, and that company already is hitting the ground running at 8 figures of contracts already, and we only been a month in, and so it's kind of crazy to see his process and thinking about it. So I'm trying to get to his level and learn from him. I really want to bring him on to the exclusive interviews that I'm going to be doing. One in August, one in September, one in October, one in November, one in December. So we're going to do six total, and then they'll be on they'll be only on Patreon for those supporters, and then they'll come live when season 2 starts.
900 mil.
His net worth is, I think, $930 million, and he only has 5% of it invested in crypto, but he's got a lot of it in just his land and property companies.
What is 5% of that?
Let's see here.
I'm sure it's a fuck ton because 10% of it would be 92 million. So it'd be about what,
45
40
million.
million?
Yeah,
45?
about 45 million he has in crypto. Most
Wow,
of it
I
in
was
Bitcoin and
close.
Ethereum.
That seems like a reasonable amount if you have 900 million. That seems pretty
Oh yeah.
reasonable.
Oh, definitely. It definitely does. But you got to remember, he's old school. He's a little older than me, about 55, 15 years ahead of me. So it was pretty cool as we were kind of going down. I got to drive one of his supercars in Dallas as we were touring his properties, working on the construction company, which I got to say, that was probably the best investment. So when it gets going and more into a year into it and the contracts get stabilized and everything, I'll I'll talk about that on
I mean, hey,
fully on what's
think about it like this. That's the age difference we have. We have a 17-year age
yep.
difference.
Yep, we were almost about the same. Um, try and keep up with your comments there. Guys are really coming in here. But with that said, it's like I'm kind of trying to bring a lot of who I work with and invest with into the one-on-one interviews with you guys, so you can see who I'm investing with, who I'm working with. Also, I got a friend who is a certified financial advisor. He is also my financial advisor, and he's working with his company that he works for to see if he can come on either on once a week on the lives or come on the Patreon, since he has a limit of how many people he could talk to for his company. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Um, it's I'm definitely trying to get him on there. We're still working out those details. I haven't seen him yet. It's very careful. I don't want him risking his bag trying to help us. He needs to, since he already has a family, he needs to take care of his family, make sure that he's not upsetting that first. But I think that'd be a great value if we could get that on. Shout out to your Renaissance, Sal. What is your top 3 project from a reward perspective? Well, one is the construction company we set up and we did all the paperwork. It got fully registered about 2 weeks ago. That was about a contribution of, I'd say, a total of 5.5 million from all of us, 500,000 from the guy that's bringing all the contracts, and then 2.5 million from me and 2.5 million from the other guy. And boom, it just, we got all the equipment, we bought all the trucks and everything, and it really went up. My next biggest bet is really my I have two private equity stakes, one in Cerebus, an AI platform off of Link2, and then also in Ripple. And I have a small stake in Uphold on the private equity sector. Um, I'm I can't really value it because I value it yet. So all I can do is value it at the time of what I bought it at. But I think having a private equity before it goes public, then it's definitely something I'm into. Shout out to your Renaissance. But if we talk crypto, what is your top 3? My top 3 risky plays. I don't think they're risky, but I would say the risky is AdShare, ADS, Link, and Quant. So those would be my top 3 high risk, high reward, because they have huge potential for a nice run up, but they just don't. They still have the high potential to go to zero. Although I don't think so, because they got smart money behind it. And what I mean by that, they have big money behind it. So I don't see them
Especially
going.
quant.
Yeah, especially Quant. Quant's just in there, just it ain't going away. JP Morgan and Rothschild are in it, so it ain't going nowhere. Shout out to Crypto Dream is great for trades. You can make some good trades back and forth on Quant because it has a very predictable chart. So it's like definitely you can bounce in, bounce out, bounce in, bounce out, and or even if you're just trying to accumulate more, it's an it too. So it's like there's no shame for me where how you guys get your bag and get everything. Just remember, you just gotta do it smartly and without the emotions. So you don't want to lose everything. Shout out to Live and Learn, private equity shares, smart, and I definitely think it's a good way to go once you build up your real estate rental properties and your net worth beyond your house up to. I know Link2 requires $3 million net worth before they consider your house without considering your house, and then you have banks that do like 1 million. But make sure you have the rental property set. So I'm not putting in a lot. I think I've only put in about a combined $140,000 into it. But I think next month Ripple's announcing more share. People can buy more shares, so I'm probably going to buy a nice hefty chunk. Because I any of my money that I got from my properties yet this month. So we'll have to see how that goes. Shout out to John B. Thanks for the follow. Glad to have you in here. Really appreciate your support. Um, I don't think I got any more final thoughts for you guys. Cody, thoughts before we check out
No,
here.
sir. We pretty much cleared it in this 1 hour and 45-minute stream.
Yeah, I mean, man, we're on the 2 hours. And before I go, I'll let you. I don't want to cut anyone off, especially if you guys had something you really wanted to ask. Go ahead and comment on TikTok or on YouTube if you're on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, or Twitter. But also on if you want to do it privately and it's more risky, a personal question about finance, you can definitely go to page Simply Investing 2015, and we'll be happy to I'll be happy to answer them for you. Any idea when Fed Now starts? I'm not sure, but Fed Now is probably going to start in the next couple of years, probably during the next bull run. So just you guys gotta watch out for it. But I
Yep.
can tell you, they're working hard to get the CBDCs out and other craziness out. I know Ted Cruz announced that he wants it to be illegal in the U.S. for the Federal Reserve to make a CBDC. Shout out to your is there a minimum you must invest to buy shares in Ripple, and are they listed on some exchange? The shares? No, you have to do a private. They're only private equities. That means they're not listed on any exchange or anything. And to get shares in Ripple, I think you have to invest a minimum of 25,000. At least that was the last round. Of course, this round they could say 50,000. It's really up to whatever the company and their team of financial and lawyers say. But if you can do it, it's definitely something worthwhile as long as you know and understand it. Because those are like 1,000% risk, great reward, but you can lose everything. So
Exactly.
I'm not even close to some of the investors in Ripple who have put in like 5, 10, 15. Some have put in like $30 million. So
On LinkedIn?
well, on Link2 and Ripple, because you got to remember, people can just big time angel investors just approach the company and make an investment, and they get shares. So they don't have to do a round of funding. But that's all I have access to is the round of funding. I'm not big. I'm not nowhere near big enough player to go in there. My net worth is not even close to what some of these guys are doing. So Link two is the way I got to go. But with that said, hey, I think we're gonna call it a day. We'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully on time for the weekday morning crypto morning chat. Shout out to and learn how much control do angels get investing. That's my biggest question. I don't think you get a lot of you get any control until you get. I mean, there's certain things that I get to vote on, but as far as like real control, you don't get it unless you put in some real money into there. And I'm talking like probably like 100 million plus. That they probably written into the contract. They got to do whatever that investor really says. So that's why these like banks like SoftBank really put in some big amounts in. Shout out to your Renaissance. Do you think it's safer to buy Ripple shares than to buy XRP tokens? No, because even though I think the company's sound, it's still very much more of a risk to get Ripple shares than it is to get XRP tokens.
Yeah, I agree.
Shout out to Kluk. So I can find you on Facebook. Simply Investing. It's all one word. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on Facebook, and I also have it in the link in the chat in the description on YouTube. But let me just get up here and switch my account here. Okay, because we are simply investing 2017. So you just like facebook.com/simple investing. I'm sorry, not simply simple investing 2015. And that's where we are. And you guys can like and follow there. I try to post. I'm gonna try and post more on all the sites too for you guys, so you get more content support. Um, and if you want to follow us on YouTube and watch all the replays, it's simply investing 6638, and the link is in the description in my bio for TikTok, as well as if you want to go on and get the and join the Patreon. A lot of great things I do there. You get first dibs on all the videos, as well as you also get when I buy and sell notifications, what I'm doing, and I'm also going to be bringing to you guys a full dive into my portfolio, but that's only going to be on there because I can only really do it like once a month or maybe once a quarter because it's pretty detailed, pretty complicated. Everything's kind of spread out everywhere, so it's going to take some time to put that all together for you guys. So, like, because right now the best way I have it is to make a spreadsheet with everything and just kind of track everything weekly for you guys and monthly with some of the other stuff. And this way you guys can go I can go over some of the stuff I'm definitely going to get into, like a lot of real estate investments, properties I'm looking into, how I look at properties, how I decide what's in the areas, how far out do I go, what cities do I go into, so all that fun stuff there, and how I invest in businesses, how I pick businesses to invest in, things like that. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to call today because I do have to make some quick calls here before I head. As you know, life of an entrepreneur is never ending. I get up, I do what I do from like 4 o'clock in the morning till about 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then I hit the hay and do it all over again. And
Yep,
shout
that's how it is.
to yeah, a listen would help us do our own research. Exactly, that's what I hope to do. And thank you guys. Thank you for all your support. If you could like, share, and subscribe, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to get to that thousand mark on YouTube, and hopefully get to the 10,000 mark on TikTok. But we've been growing pretty fast on TikTok for only a couple months, so yes, kudos to you guys for all your support and bringing more people on and having great conversations with us every day. We know that it's early sometimes and it's groggy. You guys got to get up, go to work, got kids, got a lot of things. We also appreciate everyone coming in when they can. And we appreciate all our moderators for all the help and support that they give us. Really, really, guys, from you guys, because it's you guys that make this possible. And we really just, Cody and I really just want to put a video in front of us as we talk about what our minds think about crypto investments overall, and hopefully slowly over this time frame, I can convince Cody to get more into stocks as
Yeah.
we crypto. But with that said, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. No, I know it's after the 4th. If you're in the United States, hope you had a great barbecue. I know I did. Definitely got more content coming. We definitely got a lot of fun stuff. And if you're interested in the Hex and Pulse chain debate, that's going to be pushed back till next week. Definitely we're gonna do that at 6 p.m. next week, right after the Wednesday 4 o'clock stream. So thank you guys. Like and subscribe. Stay safe out there. Do your own research. Don't invest in anything you don't understand. And always respect the process. Don't ever try to skip any steps, rush forward. Do what you got. Do the due diligence and research, and make sure you know where the money's going, so we can make that money. Thank you guys, and shout out to your Renaissance. You should get a link tree in your bio. Um, I don't know how to do that on TikTok, but I think there's a couple in there that I was able to put in. But I will learn as I am a little old school. I'm coming up on 40 years old, despite my face. So bear with me on some of the tech savvy stuff. I will figure it out. I will eventually figure it out. But thank you guys. We're gonna head off for today, and hope you guys have a wonderful evening.